Okay, there's like 3 places that dog groomers are going to understand if you have to trim. And I'm going to show you how to do 2 of them. Most of us are already struggling with our own hair being too long, so dealing with this in their eyes is going to drive us all nuts. And it drives the dogs crazy too when they're not used to it. Most women, in my opinion, have got at least one pair, and men, if they have beards, have got something like a blender, some kind of thinning shear, or even just a short straight shear. And if you're lucky, you have an electric clipper similar to this. It could be a beard trimmer, it could be a mustache trimmer, it could be an all-over body trimmer, just something like that. This is a dog grooming thing, but you've probably got something in your closet that works, okay? What you do, we're going to talk about under the eyes first. You're going to push the hair back out of his eyes so you can see what needs to be trimmed. And it's going to be this hair right in the corners of the eyes, okay? To do that, hold the hair that you don't want to trim back out of the way with your left hand or with whatever hand you're not using the tool with. If you're going to use a clipper, you simply then go right in there and scoop that out. It's not hard. I'll do half of them with this. Just don't touch the skin. Just go in and scoop that hair that's literally right under the eyes. Most of the time your dog groomer hasn't gone down the nose. If they have, you can go down the nose, but don't do it if the hair's long because they'll probably kill you later. See, his is long, it lays flat, so I'm going to leave it. If you don't have a clipper and you want to use a pair of blenders or a pair of straights, same thing applies. Pull your hair out of the way. Hold the dog with your hand tight. Put it in there, right in the corners, and then maybe just that little bit of shorter hair right there. And scissor that out. You want it to lay flat. And all that's doing is going to protect their eyes. Now, some dogs have eyelashes. I don't like them. I like to cut them off. So I'm going to use a pair of short, straight shears. But notice how I'm controlling the dog's head. I'm not just going at it. I'm literally holding him still. There's a reason that's a safer way to do this. Okay. Over the eyes becomes a little more tricky because what you want to do is you do want to comb it forward on this kind of hair. The biggest mistake I see with dog owners is when they cut the hair, they cut it this way. So then you're at the skin and there's no hair left. Cut with your scissors straight up and down, like this. Straight up and down, not sideways like this at the skin. Straight up and down, like that. Pretend you were clipping like at a wall. Like this is the wall and your scissors are up against it and you're cutting straight across, okay? It's not perfect right now. Of course, I'll go back and fix it later. But comb the hair forward again. And if anything falls in front of that imaginary wall, you cut it off. We'll forgive you for that because it needs to be done. We won't forgive you for coming in here and pretending that you're cutting on a table instead of a wall. So pretend there's a wall. If it falls in front of the wall, cut it off. Don't pretend you're cutting a table. That can take months to grow back. This little bit here, probably by the time you go back in, nobody will even know that it's been done if you're on a 2 or 4 week lockdown. So, that's easy. The only other places that I can see your dog possibly needing anything done that you might not be able to wait for is going to be around their butt and even under here. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to do a butt. First of all, I always use a clipper back there, but if you don't happen to have something like a mustache trimmer or something, hold the tail up and scissor again like you're scissoring on a wall. Scissor at the skin, but scissor up and down. You want to scissor all of that hair off. But you want to go about an inch above the rectum, an inch below, and maybe a ½ inch on each side. Don't go any further than that. That will clean off any place that the poop is sticking. And I know for a fact that his poop was sticking because I had to get it off in the sink. Now, if you want to, you can take a pair of blenders and make it even smoother, but that's not necessary. If you have a girl, it's a little trickier under here, but I would push the vulva. He has testicles, so I can pretend. You push the vulva out, and scissor with the blenders or your clipper anything that's just right on the end. Don't worry about getting all up in there, just do the end. And then underneath, yeah, I'm sorry, my dogs see a cat outside and they're going nuts. Underneath here for a boy dog, pretend it's a table this time and not a wall. And scissor all of that in front, maybe 2 inches in front, just underneath of the penis. And then scissor the hair that's just on the tip. You don't have to go in there and get a shaved belly like you would get at your dog groomer. Right now you're just trying to keep it clean and get some extra hair off. I'm using straights because those blenders are kind of cheap and chintzy and they're not doing what I want. But again, just scissor the hair off the end of it and right in front of it, and that'll keep it clean for you. You'll have a lot less washing to do. Okay? Now, I'm not going to discuss nails because there are 4 or 5 videos on this site already, and there'll probably be more explaining to you how to do nails. But that's how you can maintain your sanitary areas on your dog real quick and easy at home in between groomings during a pandemic anyway. Some of this is applicable if you just either can't afford to get to the groomer or can't get in and something needs to be done. Just follow these guidelines and your groomer will forgive you. I promise. If they don't, it might be time to find another groomer. Now, if you mess up and don't pay attention to what I told you and do something different, it's not my fault. One more time, let's repeat this. Act like it's a table and you're scissoring on the table. Act like it's a wall and you're scissoring up against the wall. On the rear, roughly 1/2 inch on either side of the rectum, 1 inch above, 1 inch below will give you a really good clean potty patch. Your groomer may not go that far, but in the circumstances, it's okay. And underneath, pretend it's a table, scissor in front, and then just scissor the hair off the tip of the penis shaft. On a vulva, push it out, scissor ever so slightly, don't cut your dog. It's not that hard. You can do it. I have faith in you. And if you're not comfortable doing it, then don't do it. Buy some rubber bands, buy some little hair clips, do something like that and make it work, okay? I'm not going to teach you how to groom him because that would be a whole nother story. But you got your maintenance in between during the pandemic, and hopefully all of that helps a little bit. If you have any questions or concerns, put them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, okay? Bye, y'all. Stay safe, stay inside, follow your government's orders. They might actually know what's right in this case. Maybe, hopefully. Stay safe.